Hello everybody, it's Bendominator, and today we are actually going to be talking about some changes that are going to be coming to Creative in the next update. Before we get into the video, however, if you guys enjoyed the content, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are brand new because I make videos like this all the time, and if you really want to support me, you can use my support a creator code, Bendominator, when purchasing anything in the item shop, #ad, it supports the channel a bunch, and let's go ahead and get right into the video. So, on the Fortnite Creative Discord server, an Epic employee recently actually sent out a pretty long message about some changes that we could be seeing in the future update for Creative, which is going to be 16.20, and this update is most likely going to release either tomorrow on Tuesday, or on Wednesday, or maybe even on Thursday. But we do know that it is going to be coming this week. And well, some of this news is very exciting, some of it's very concerning, so let's go ahead and get right into it now. So, the post says, "Hey creators, we've talked a lot recently about the constant evolution of Creative in order to open up more opportunities to players and enjoy your content. As we continue to iterate, we want to make sure that we are giving you a heads up about adjustments that will happen along the way. With that in mind, our 16.20 release is slated for this week, and there are a few things that you'll want to be aware of ahead of this update. So this first section here is called Content Cleanup, and this is where most of the concerning things actually come into play. So, it says, in keeping with spring cleaning, we are doing a little housekeeping. With the 16.20 update, we'll be removing the brute to improve stability. We are also removing the item spawner plate, player spawner plate, and player checkpoint plate from the device gallery. The spawn plates for some older vehicles will also be removed from the device gallery and will no longer spawn their vehicles while we convert them to work with the new physics system. We'll keep you updated as those items work their way back in. The baller and driftboard are already done." Okay, so this is weird to me, and I feel like I understand what they're doing, right? They're taking these things out so that they can improve them and bring them back better, especially with vehicles. I think that they're planning on doing vehicles where they're not with spawn plates anymore, and they're actually going to be with an actual device now, but we'll probably not see that for a while still. But the fact that they're just removing a ton of stuff that are very integral to a lot of maps is very concerning to me. They're removing spawner plates, which we have the normal spawner device, but the normal spawner device takes up over 2,000 memory, which means it's not usable in every single map, especially BR maps, especially maps that have a ton of stuff going on. If you had a map that is almost maxed out on memory and you were relying on the spawn plates because they had less memory, well, you could just say goodbye to that, because now you are going to be forced to use the new spawn plates, which they made take up even more memory. They used to not even take up that much memory, but then in an update they increased it to like over 2,000 for some reason, and I don't know why. And I hope that maybe they can try and make it a way where they can decrease that memory back again, because I don't know why the device has to take up so much memory. There must be a reason for it. There must be some kind of performance issue with it that makes it so that they need to make sure it costs a lot of memory. But that's concerning to me that they're going to remove the spawn plate and they're going to replace it with the new one. I mean, we always knew that the spawn plates were going to go eventually, but when we heard that news, we were fine with it because the new spawner at the time had not a lot of memory. It probably took up like 41 memory, much like a lot of the other devices that have been turned from spawn plates into devices. For some reason, they chose to make the new spawn device 2,000 and the old one still 41. So of course, I and a lot of other people probably use the old one still. But now that they're removing it, I'm not sure if they're going to completely remove ones that you've already placed in your map. But if they do, that's going to be a very, very big problem for a lot of maps. And I don't know how they're going to deal with that, especially because most of the featured maps probably already have spawn plate devices in them. So yeah, it's a bit concerning. But what's even worse is they're removing the item spawner plate and the player checkpoint plate as well. And again, here they say they're removing it from the device gallery, so if you already have these things placed, then don't expect them to get removed. I hope they don't get removed if you don't have them placed. I don't know if they're ever going to bring these spawn plates back, but I do hope they do, because if they don't, then they're getting rid of a completely other good alternative to some of these devices. Yes, the new device versions are better, but the spawn plates have their perks, especially when it comes to the player spawn plate, because it has way less memory than the new one. So yeah, they're also removing brutes as well, which I think this is because of the brute glitch, but I don't know why they have to take it out to fix it and then put it back. But I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't think brutes are really used often, but it makes it seem like if you have brutes in your map, then they're not gonna work. So if you already have a map centered around brutes that you made, or one that's featured and currently published, well, there goes it being able to be played, because the brutes are just gone as far as we can tell for now. I'm sure they'll bring them back. I know brutes aren't one of the more used features in creative. I don't think a lot of people use the brutes, but if you do, I've seen some featured maps with them in them, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. I don't see why they have to take these things out and then put them back in, especially because it's been broken for so long at this point. Like, I don't think it's really killing the game right now. Like, we've had bugs with the brutes in creative for ages, and the fact that they're just now being like, alright, we need to fix it, but we have to take it out first. It's weird. I don't know much about game development, but like, I don't know why you would have to take something out to fix it and then put it back in. Like, I feel like, especially when it messes with a bunch of existing maps already, and that goes for a bunch of the other vehicles as well. So they say the spawn plates for some older vehicles will also be removed from the device gallery and will no longer spawn their vehicle while we convert them to work with the new physics system. We'll keep you updated as those items work their way back in. Now, it seems to me like they're making new devices for these vehicles so they don't have to be on spawn plates, but like, again, why are you removing it? Like, can't you just keep it in the game as you fix it? I mean, yeah, maybe you can't, but like, you gotta realize you're taking things out, you're taking out, they say the ballers and the drift boards are already done, okay, so we could expect those to stay, but they are taking out ATKs, cannons, planes, all kinds of stuff that people use on maps, especially ATKs for racing maps, for like around a week or more, or however long it takes for them to do this. They're just not going to be usable. Those maps just won't be playable anymore, because they're not just taking them out of the gallery or the device list, but they are making it so that the device physically does not work. It does not spawn the vehicle if it is not ready for the new engine, and that is upsetting, because if you had any vehicles in your maps that you wanted in your map, or that was necessary for your map, especially for racing maps, those just aren't going to be playable until they fix them. And we don't know how long it could take. It could take a few days, it could take weeks, it could take months. We have no idea. Ideally, they should all be done by the next update, but we still don't know, and it's weird to me. I'm sure there's a good reason that they're taking these things out, but from a player perspective, and from somebody who likes to build a bunch of stuff in creative, and from a perspective of somebody who just likes to play maps in creative, there's just a lot of these things are so integral to maps. The fact that they're removing them, I'm glad they're upgrading them, right? But the fact that they're removing them just to do that is it's gonna be weird. It's gonna make a lot of maps unplayable. This is the first time we've ever had something where they actually took out features from creative, as far as I know. So I'm just concerned. I'm concerned that it's gonna be a lot. You're gonna have to work around a lot more barriers to do what you want now. But the good thing about this is that it's not permanent. These vehicles will come back, but as they are now, if you have maps with these vehicles on them already that and they're not there like for a while, they're probably just gonna be unplayable, and that's just very unfortunate. Again, I'm sure there's a good reason for taking these vehicles out of the game. I'm no game dev, so it just seems weird to me that they would have to take this stuff out to fix it and then put it back in. But I guess that's just how they're gonna do it. And if that's how they're gonna do it, I guess we just gotta wait and see what happens. And I'm sure it'll be worth it too. Like, I hope they bring these vehicles back. Hopefully they remove the spawn plate. Hopefully they don't increase the memory by a bunch. And they are just better, don't have as many glitches and stuff. Working with the new physics engine, that's all great and good. but I'm just concerned for all the maps that use a lot of these devices, like checkpoints, like spawn plates, like vehicles, ATKs, planes, cannons, all that kind of stuff. Like, what's going to happen to these maps? Yeah, they're not going to stay broken forever, but for the time being, it's not going to be good. There's going to be a lot of maps that aren't playable during this next week of Fortnite, or maybe even longer. But hey, let's move on to some good news now. We got extra large islands. We're continuing to expand the island size with the 16.20 ships XL islands. We'll begin testing with our beta groups. Once we've verified their stability, we will ship them into a future update, significantly increasing your creative space. I just really hope that they're also going to be testing out the creative thermometer islands as well, and I really hope that thermometer will be a thing that just replaces normal memory, but we'll just have to wait and see for that. It seems like a lot of this stuff isn't going to be available to the public right now. They're just testing XL islands. We probably won't get to see them for quite some time, but as they are now, I'm pretty excited for it. I'm glad that they're trying to make more space, but making bigger islands seems kind of irrelevant without fixing the memory problem first. So hopefully they're going to make advancements towards that with the thermometer. We already know that they are trying to do stuff with memory, but we just haven't seen a lot of results as of now. But I understand it does take time, so we will have to wait quite a bit longer. I'm just hoping this thermometer gets introduced pretty soon, because that will be a game changer for creative. But yeah, overall it seems like the next update is going to remove more than it's going to add, but hopefully it's going to be worth it in the long run. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share your opinions in the comment section, subscribe if you are new and you enjoy the content, and if you really want to support me, you can use my supported creator code Bendominator in the item shop hashtag ad. Thank you to everybody that uses that code. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and goodbye.